Your pencil snapped? That's so unlucky. All right, what's the first card?
6 of spades.
Okay. What's after 6 of spades, guys?
3 of hearts.
Okay.
10 of hearts.
You missed 2. There's 2 in the middle. Can anyone
5
fill
of
out the
spades.
2 in the middle?
5 of spades.
Yes. 5 of spades is the first
And
one.
3 of clubs.
Yes. 3 of clubs.
Yes.
So then
Finally.
it's 10 of hearts. And then what's after 10 of hearts?
10 of spades.
Okay. 10 of spades. What's after 10 of spades?
10 of 4 of clubs.
4 of clubs. And then
4 of spades.
4 of spades.
6 of clubs.
Yes.
King of diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
5 of hearts.
Mm-hmm.
9 of spades.
Uh-huh. All right.
Queen of diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
And then I lost track until the 2 aces and the 2 J's.
Ooh, I don't know if I should tell you this. Okay, how about this? After Queen of Diamonds, it's the 2 aces and the 2 J's. So you actually didn't miss anything. So what are the 2 aces? Does anyone know?
Ace of spades and ace of hearts.
Okay, what are the 2 J's?
J of hearts and J of spades.
Okay, we're almost done. All right, what's after J of spades? Anyone?
Queen of spades.
Queen of spades. No, there's 3 in between.
2 of diamonds.
Yes, 2 of diamonds. What's
8 of
after 2?
spades.
Yes, 8 of spades. One more.
9 of
More.
hearts.
Yes, 9 of hearts, and then Queen of spades, as Peter said, and then
Queen of clubs.
Queen of clubs, and then the last one.
And 4 of hearts.
All right, I don't know who said that. I think it's Peter, but good job.
Yeah.
You guys got all of it. That's actually crazy. Look at the improvement. Right, guys? Okay. You know what? And I was thinking about this yesterday. I'm gonna go through all 52 cards, and if on the last day you guys can do it, I will give you guys each a prize. But I will go through all 52. All right, that was like 20. So I'll do it one more time since I think some people lost connection. This time I will try and do, how about this? Let me shuffle the cards and then I'll do 30. Okay, shuffling. All right, is everyone ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Ace of diamonds, ace of spades, 8 of diamonds, 7 of spades, 3 of clubs, 2 of hearts, ace of hearts, jack of clubs, jack of spades, 2 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, jack of diamonds, 8 of hearts, 10 of clubs, 8 of spades, 9 of hearts, queen of spades, queen of clubs, king of clubs, 10 of diamonds, 5 of diamonds, queen of diamonds, 9 of spades, 7 of hearts, 8 of clubs, 4 of clubs, 2 of spades, 6 of hearts, 5 of clubs, 9 of clubs, and queen of hearts. You guys think you got it? Maybe?
Like half of it.
All right. Anyone tell me the first card? Oh, actually, you know what? Let's do something interesting. Can anyone tell me the last card?
Queen of hearts.
And then what's the second last?
5 of something.
Close.
6 of hearts.
Ooh, close, close, close. Okay, so it was 6 of hearts, 5 of something, and then another card, and then the last card. So what was before the last card? Does anyone know?
9 of
Um,
clubs.
Yes.
I think it was 9 of clubs.
9 of clubs. Okay, what was the 5 of something? What was that something?
Diamond.
Clubs. It was clubs. 5 of clubs. And then 6 of
6 of
hearts.
hearts.
What was before 6 of hearts?
4 of clubs.
You're close. Okay, so 6 of hearts, and then there was one card, and then it was 4 of clubs. What was that one card in between? Does anyone know?
Um,
8 of clubs was before 4 of clubs. So you got the
I think-
next card.
I think it was 2 of something.
Yes, it was 2 of something. What is that something?
Spades.
Spades? Yes, you're right. Spades. All right. You broke your pen from writing in stress. Yeah, it is stressful, I bet. All right. What was before 8 of clubs?
7 of something.
Yes,
Hearts.
what was that? Yes, 7 of hearts. What's
Queen
before
of
7 of
diamonds.
hearts? Ooh, okay. So Queen of diamonds is a card before the card I want. What
9 of
was the
spades.
card? Yes, 9 of spades. All right, 9 of spades. Queen of diamonds was before Queen of diamonds.
Queen of something.
5 of diamonds.
spades.
5 of diamonds. Yes, 5 of diamonds. So it was before 5 of diamonds.
10 of
Something.
diamonds.
10 of diamonds. Yeah. And then what was it? What's before 10 of diamonds?
King of clubs.
Yes, King of clubs.
Queen of clubs.
Mm-hmm.
8 of spades.
Ooh, okay. So you got the card right, 8 of spades, but there are 2 cards in between. So what are the 2 cards?
Queen of spades and 9 of hearts.
Queen of spades and 9 of hearts. Yes, you're right. Okay, okay, we're almost done. What was before 8 of spades?
10 of clubs.
Okay.
8 of
Before 10
hearts.
clubs. Okay.
Jack of diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
9 of diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
2 of diamonds.
Alright.
Jack of something.
Okay, well, that's something. Jack of what? Before 2 of diamonds. Jack of what? Jack of spades.
Spades.
Yes. Spades. What was before Jack of spades?
Jack of clubs.
Mhm.
Ace of clubs.
Ace of hearts. Okay. Before 8 of hearts, or ace of hearts, there are 6 more cards.
3 of clubs.
Mhm. Oh, actually, wait, no, you missed one. There's 1 card in between 3 of clubs and ace of hearts. What was that card in between?
Could you give us a hint?
Okay. The suit is either heart or clubs, and then the number is related to 3 and 1.
Four of clubs.
Close. It's 2 of hearts. Yeah. All right. The first 4 cards. You did? You guessed it right? All right, good. 2 of hearts. Okay, the first 4 cards. Can anyone name the first 4 cards?
7 of spades. 8 of diamonds. Ace of spades and ace of diamonds.
All right, you guys got it. How many cards is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That was around 30 cards. Good job. You're halfway there. Halfway there. And we are halfway through this camp, so it's good timing overall. Still have a lot of time to practice. All right. Today, we will be talking about summaries and final focuses. Yay. And why that they're important. So we did our flowing drill. So this is just a schedule for today. We're going to be talking about a summary speech example. I won't actually give an example, but we will be talking about a summary. We'll do impact weighing. I don't know if you guys remember, impact weighing is comparing impacts, right? And I will talk about collapsing. Sounds a bit weird, but yeah, collapsing. And then I'll do final focuses, and then I'll make teams. But actually, we are missing some people today, so might not make teams today, but we will start practicing for our mini tournament on Sunday. All right. So first, let's talk about the layers of a summary. Now I'm going to be using some new vocab right here. So first, we start off with a roadmap, and traditionally, a roadmap can be used before any speech, but it's especially important in summary and final focuses, okay? So can anyone guess what a roadmap might mean? What could it mean? Yeah, I see a hand.
A roadmap is like an overview of a speech. Like, for example, if you're saying like your three arguments are A, B, and C, that's what you would put in your roadmap.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So a roadmap is basically something that you tell the judges so that they don't get confused, right? So you could say, before I start my speech, I like to go through a roadmap. I would go to their arguments first, and then on my arguments, and then I'll do weighing, right? So it's just kind of guiding the judge on what you're basically going to talk about in the summary. Okay, so that's a roadmap. And it's not like if you don't do it, there's gonna be minus points or anything, right? It's just to clarify, and it helps your judge understand what you're talking about. Okay, so after the roadmap, you can do multiple things. You can either do some people can do oh my god, I can't talk today. Choose to do weighing first. So they can first talk about all of the impacts, and then they worry about the arguments. Depending on what you want to do, but these three things should all be included. So no matter the order, first you want to talk about your arguments. So your contentions, your case, constructed speech, right? Your meat and butter. So your arguments, right? And you can do this in different ways. You can reiterate to the judge, like, judge, I'd like to say, you know, my first argument is this, my second argument is this, my third argument is this. They try to refute that by saying this, but it's wrong because of this, okay? So frontlining your own arguments, right? That's what your argument is for. And then their arguments is to refute their own arguments, right? So they say, or you could be like, they say blah, 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 but it's just not true because blah, blah, blah. Okay. So by this time, it's probably 1 minute and 30 seconds have passed. So then you have 30 seconds left to do weighing. And weighing, as we talked about a lot, actually, can anyone tell me what weighing is? Yes, Shosha.
Weighing is like you're saying which impact or like which of the things that you're comparing is more important, and so that explains to the judge why they should choose that instead of the one that's like less important. And you can weigh depending on like the magnitude of the impact, the scope of the impact, like how many people it affects. And then you can also weigh on the time frame, like which argument is more pressing or which argument is more urgent.
Mm-hmm. Wait, have you done debate before?
Yes.
Okay, that's why. Because I was just gonna talk about those things later today. So good job. Okay. Also to answer your question in the chat, and from California too. Okay. Yes, why your argument is more important than the other. That's exactly right. Yeah. So you want to do some weighing to make sure that you clarify to the judge why your side is more important. And then at the bottom here, I added something called collapsing. Can anyone guess what that might mean? Collapsing. What would collapsing mean? Summarizing your arguments. Okay. It's kind of true. Yeah. So basically, collapsing is choosing on an argument to keep talking about. And this is very important because of multiple things. So let's say you have 3 contentions and they have very, very good responses on the first 2, but the last one, not very much. You can collapse on the last contention because of why? Because first, then it doesn't really matter if they talk about the first 2 because your offense comes from your last contention, right? So in the summary, you can just tell the judges all about your third contention. You have more time to explain this one thing. And you can also say, okay, they don't have good responses on this and it's easier to defend, right? So that's collapsing. Basically, choosing on an argument to extend to the next speech is collapsing. And it's very, very important because you only have so much time to talk and you want to choose which argument is the most important and which one is going to win you the round, right? So they can keep talking about the first 2 and saying how they're wrong, but you can just talk about the third one, right? So usually what you do is you collapse in the second rebuttal because by then you can kind of see, some arguments are just I'm right, you're right, or who knows that who knows we're right, right? So collapsing is very important, and it's not necessarily required, but it is a strategic way to winning the round, right? So those are layers of the summary. You want to first talk about what you're going to talk about, and then you address your side of the arguments, you address their side of the arguments, and then you do some weighing of everyone's impacts. And then you also, in general, need to collapse. All right. Those are our summary. Now, we're going to do a drill on impact weighing because impact weighing is very, very important in debate. So these are the 6 different kinds of ways you can do weighing. And Shosha already covered 3 of them, I'm pretty sure. But basically, this is kind of, these are 6 different ways to compare different impacts. So the first one is irreversibility. So what does that mean? Let's give an example. Let's say my impacts talk about saving lives and their impacts talk about getting people out of poverty. Irreversibility is basically means, okay, well, you can bring people out of poverty. Sure, that's good. But our side is more important because we're saving lives. And if people die, that's irreversible. You can't bring them back to life, right? So irreversibility is a good way to weigh if you have impact about saving lives. Time frame. What does time frame mean? Time frame means if it's closest, if it's gonna happen sooner than yours. So, or actually, it can be done in both ways. So the last one, as you can see, is short-term versus long-term, and then time frame, right? These kind of tie in together in a way. But basically what time frame is let's say your impact happens in 2030 and mine happens next month. Mine is more important because it's going to happen earlier, right? So you can make that argument to say, okay, well, my impact, or like your impact might impact more people, but mine is happening next month. So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen, right? Or you can make the argument that, okay, yours happens next month, mine happens in 10 years, but who knows what the world is going to be like? Maybe it's worse than what we have right now, right? And more uncertainty, right, in 10 years. So, maybe like in 10 years, it's even worse. So That's basically time frame, trying to compare when impacts are going to happen. And this also kind of ties into, as I said, short-term versus long-term, because basically, we're basically talking about how, okay, my impact will last, let's say 3 months. Let's say it's an economic boost. And in these 3 months, these people will get new jobs and they will earn more money. In the long run, though, your opponent's argument talks about world wars, and that is a very, very long-term impact, right? Wars can last, 5 or 6 years or even more. And then the lasting impact of it are economy issues, people getting out of poverty. So that's probably around a decade, right, of impact from just the war. So what you can say is, okay, my impact lasts longer than yours. So it's more agonizing for those people, which is why you should vote for us, because our impact is important. So short-term versus long-term is also another way. Magnitude and scope. These two sometimes are mixed together, but they're very, very different. So magnitude is talking about how how severe the impact is. So let's say getting like a scar, or like getting your arm chopped off, right? Like the magnitude of getting your arm chopped off is bigger and it's more important, right? So magnitude is the severity of your issues. The scope is the amount of people you affect. So let's say I have 2.6 million people, blah, 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 and you have 1.6 million people, blah, blah, blah. Judge, you can outweigh us on scope because we affect about 1 million more people than them. And why is that important? Well, in their world, these 1 million people, blah, 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 right? So scope is just talking about the number of people in each case, right? So that's scope. Okay, lastly, there's prerequisite. And this one I actually really, really like because it's a way to outplay or out strategize your opponents. And you don't even have to compare with your opponent's impacts, because what prerequisite means is, well, pre stands for before, requisite, I think it means reasoning or something. So prerequisite means the cause of something. So what I kind of say is, okay, let's say my impact is poverty and yours is lives. Mine are more important because mine cause your impact. If people aren't in poverty, then they're going to be impoverished. They won't have enough money to buy food or any resources, and then they will die. So I have poverty issues and I have your lives impact. So I have mine and yours. So that's way better, right? So that's a prerequisite. My impact cause your impact. So mine is more important because by solving my impact, your impacts don't exist anymore, right? So prerequisite is a pretty strong one, but it is hard to find in some cases. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so we will do a weighing drill. Probability. Actually, yeah, I think that is one too. Probability. Yeah, so in debate, sure, probability can count, but it is what we call strength of link. So I don't know if you guys remember what a link is, but a link is basically the reasoning as to why your argument makes sense, right? So automation kills jobs. UBI helps that because it gives money to the people who need it. So the link is that the people who need it get money to better themselves, right? Educate themselves. And the probability of that is pretty high. Because like I don't know, you can say like, oh, like where else would they spend that money? Or something like that, right? So yeah, probability could be one, could be a weighing mechanism. Yeah. Okay. So now we will be going into a drill, and I know you guys love drills. Yes. So this one is very interesting. I'm gonna assign, okay, so we're gonna get into I'm gonna number each of you guys off, okay? So Peter, you're number 1. Just type 1 in the chat if you understand that. Number 1. Peter, you're number 1. Shosha, you're number 2. Type 2 if you understand. Benjamin, you are 3. Okay, Lucy, you're 4. Lucy. Is Lucy there? Okay. I'm assuming, oh, yes, you are. Lucy, you're number 4. I'm just numbering people off.
Okay.
Number 4, Isabella, you're number 5. All right. And if Huiding comes back, then he's number 6. All right. Okay. So 1 and 2, you guys are pairs. You guys will be going against each other, and basically I'll assign each of you an impact, and you will have to outweigh the other person in 30 seconds. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? So I have the different ways you can outweigh on the board. So you can choose one, you can choose multiple. So just try and outweigh the other person. All right. Number 5. What do you mean? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. If I think Hui Ding had to leave, but if he comes back, he's number 6. And if not, I'll be 6. So yeah. I'm not that good, I promise. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Anyways, let's start. Okay, so Peter, your impact is let me think. Your impact is, oh, he's back. Never mind. We have a 6. We have a 6, I think. Okay, while he's connecting, Peter, your impact is 2% GDP growth. Do you know what GDP is?
Like the economy of a country.
Yeah, 2% GDP growth, right? And Shosha, what impact should I give you? Okay, wait, I'm gonna change the thing. So Peter, yours is 2% GDP growth tomorrow. And Shosha, yours is 1% GDP world. I have to let him in, sorry. World GDP growth every day starting next year. Okay. Do you guys get the 2 impacts? So Peter, you're the first one. Shosha, you're the second one. I will give both of you 1 minute to prepare. Is that fair? 1 minute to prepare. I'll keep the timer, and then each of you will have 30 seconds to talk. All right. Okay, get started. And Waiting, I know you just joined. We're doing a drill. You are number 6, and we're basically, I assigned each person an impact. So let me research. No, I'm gonna not allow research because you don't really need research, I don't think. It's just these ways of weighing that I talked about, because there's an advantage to each one that I give. So that's Peter's, and then I don't know how to spell your name. Okay, and then that's the second one. So yeah, sorry, I don't know how to spell your name. I didn't want to spell it wrong. Oh wait, it's the same name. Oh, I thought that was like your mom's name or something. Okay, sorry. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it sounds cool. Okay. Yeah, so those are 2 impacts for people that missed it. And each pair is going to go against each other and try to outweigh the other person, right? 30 more seconds.
When it says 2% GDP growth tomorrow, does that mean just one time?
Yes.
Wait, so what group am I in?
You're number 6. That's your number.
Okay.
So Peter was 1, Shosho was 2. And then 3 and 4 will go against each other, and then 5 and 6, right?
Is it like all the same topic for everybody?
Nope. I will come up with new impacts.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. 1 minute is up. Okay, sure. Then let's wait for her. And yeah, Peter, while she's gone, there are advantages to both, I think. And you can make those like on paper, it might seem like hers is way better, but there is a way around it. There's multiple ways around it. Because I didn't tell you when hers will stop. So if you think about it, we did go through a topic like that. We will see. And while she's in the bathroom, I'll start coming up with new impacts. All right, I have the second pair of impacts ready. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'll flip a coin. Does anyone call a side? This is how you do it in debate. So,
Tails
Heads.
never fails.
okay, wait. So Peter called tails and then Shosha called heads. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I'm disrupted. Okay, it was heads. Who said heads again?
Me.
Okay. Do you want to go first or second?
Second.
All right. Peter, let's go.
2% GDP growth tomorrow is better than 1% world GDP growth every day. Because if you oh, okay. if it says 1% world GDP growth every day starting next year, while mine is tomorrow, then the economy can grow, like use that 2% to grow the GDP even more, while if it grows 1% every day next year, then they won't get that initial benefit.
Okay. All right. Joshua, you're next.
The only importance my opponent's argument stands is for time frame, but we get more GDP overall if we go with mine, because after next year, the amount of days that the country in question will exist, the more GDP, how much GDP growth, that's how much GDP growth it'll have. In other words, after next year, less than a year afterwards, we will have doubled our GDP growth. It is just a matter of patience. Do you want our GDP growth to grow like possibly triple within a year, or do we want it to grow just 2% tomorrow?
All right. Good arguments on both sides. Yay. All right. So, good job by everyone. I'm not going to do winners or anything because that's dumb. But I like, Peter, you said, we get that initial boost, right? From the start, if it's tomorrow. And Shasha, you also addressed that in your speech, right? You said, well, the only thing about his thing is that it's time frame, right? After next year, they might triple, might double. So it's way better, right? That makes sense. All right. It's a good start. Yeah. Let's see what I would have done. I would have said 2%. Well, I would have made sure to tell the judges that we need that 2% right now. Like, there's a war in Ukraine, and if that GDP growth can help with the war, like it might end the war early. As with her world, she never gets to help Ukraine until a year later, when millions of people have already died or whatever, something like that, right? I can make arguments about that as to say like, okay, we need the 2% right now. We can't wait until next year, right? And if I was on Shosha's side, yeah, I would say, we could triple or double. Like so many people can get new jobs. You can earn so much more money. You just have to go through this 1 year and that's it, right? And the never stops. I didn't ever say it stops. So it's very, very strong on both sides, right? All right, good job. Right after you do, yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, it's okay though. Good try from everyone. All right. Next up is Benjamin and Lucy. I will give you guys your impacts. I thought this through. So Benjamin, 1 million people burned to death in 1 month. And Lucy, you have 10 million people injured in 2 months. Okay, very, very tricky. What are you confused about, Isabella? What are we supposed to talk about? It is dark. We're basically trying to say why the thing that you were assigned is more important than the other one, if that makes sense. No clues, no more clues. I'm hiding clues, no clues. It's not hard enough. Okay, Benjamin. Yeah, so just to clarify, you're using all of these 6 different things and trying to tell me why yours is more important. It's about, yes. Let's see the same. No, wait, forget I said that. All right, I'm gonna start the timer. 1 minute. You guys got to prepare. All right. You know what? I have some advice. Instead of typing, you can prepare for your speech.
What happened to who goes first and who goes second?
We can decide that later with
Okay.
my magical coin. Yes, we'll do that later.
You can just use a Google coin flip.
This one's cooler. I get to flip it and then I get to do this thing where I catch it and then that's cooler. Google can't do that.
Is 10 million people injured in 2 months a lot, or is it normal? Because I have no idea.
It can't be normal, right?
Or
I
like,
mean,
would it count like as like a small scrape or cuts, or like major injuries that require hospitals?
I would say major injuries that require hospitals.
Okay.
Mhm.
Are they likely to die from the major injuries?
Up to interpretation. You can make the argument for both, right?
Is 10 million people in 2 months in hospitals a lot? Because like I don't know the number.
No. I mean, it's just in. I don't think so. I don't think it's a lot.
Okay.
Last time I tried to flip a coin. Yeah, I've mastered it. I've gone to too many debate tournaments. I've mastered the art of coin flips. 30 more seconds, guys. 30 more seconds. Thank you for the flex. No, I'm just kidding. I don't usually flip it. The judge flips it. I have multiple. I have a quarter. What's my record? I don't know, actually. I don't know. I think I know it's like 107. I either have 117 wins or 117 losses, but I don't remember. I've debated a while, okay? I've debated a long time. All right, time's up. Also, for all of the, if it was losses, I would probably have 117 wins too. Just saying. Oh, record? Oh my God. Yeah, no, I always lose. I always lose coin flips. I never win them. I never win. But it's okay. I was talking about debate rounds, but anyways, Benjamin, Lucy, call aside. Okay, Benjamin says tails. Lucy, your heads. Okay, perfect. All right, here we go. Oh, I got it. Oh, I actually slipped it away. Wait, I have to do it again. Okay, it's tails. Who said tails? Okay, Benjamin gets to the side.
I'm gonna go second.
Okay. Yeah, I did drop it. But yeah. Okay, Lucy, you're up.
Uh what was it again? 10 million people injured in 2 months.
Mhm.
I can't see the message.
Yeah, I'll resend it again.
Thank you. 10 million people injured in 2 months would have less deaths than 1 million people burned to death in 1 month. And it would be better because doctors and nurses are like usually very experienced people, and and their jobs are all about saving people, and they always try their hardest. And 10 million people injured in 2 months, it could be like broken bones or something, and that wouldn't be way too fatal. And it would be less risky. Doctors and nurses and people that work at hospitals would have a higher chance of saving them than people that actually die. So, I mean, the death rate would be around the same number, but I think the people that are not dead yet would have like a higher chance of survival.
All right, that's good. Yeah. Okay. I think what we're gonna do is I think you might have misunderstood the prompt. I think you were arguing for his side because what we're trying to say is your impacts are 10 million people injured in 2 months and why that's very, very bad. And by saying it's very, very bad,
Okay, then
the
people,
judge- yeah.
10 million people, that's easier. 10
Yeah,
million
yeah.
people injured in 2 months would have a very high death rate. It could be a lot, and the doctors and the people that work at hospitals would and well, the injuries could be very fatal, and it could also be and the injuries could also be
Ignore the chat.
and injures and the people injured in 2 months would could have permanent injuries like being crippled or having lots of scars, having trouble with their life. And 10 million people injured in 2 months. 10 million people is much more than 1 million, and that would have a much higher chance of death.
Benjamin, now you can go.
Okay. Wait. Can you give me a second? Ah.
And that was mean. Don't say that.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Although both of our arguments are important, my case is far more significant than my opponent. Even though my opponent's ratio is much larger and dwarfs mine in size, my case speaks upon the fate of a slow, painful, and burning 1 million deaths, which they can't be saved from by doctors or nurses or exorcists or whatever, unless our world make it by Greek mythology. As a plus, my case is 1 million deaths are all mixed together in exactly 1 month, which even though, yeah, you know what, I don't have any more.
Okay. All right, that's good. Yeah,
And
I like
also
the
my-
exorcist. I like.
Sorry, my computer broke. Oh no. Oh god.
We can still hear you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. How about this? Yes. Okay. All right. Good from everyone. Yes, I see a hand.
Weren't they supposed to be arguing for their side or like against the side that you assigned them?
For the side that they were. Wait. Yeah, for the side that they were assigned. So Benjamin was supposed to say why 1 million people burned to death in 1 month is better than 10 million people injured in 2 months. And Lucy was supposed to talk about how 10 million people injured in 2 months is better than Benjamin's 1 million people burned in 1 month. All right. I just talked super, super fast. All right. So anyways, good points by everyone. So yeah, Lucy said 10 million is more than 1 million, right? That's good. And then Benjamin says they're dying. It's worse than injuries, right? So it's very good. What I would have done is I see numbers, right? 10 million is better than 1 million, right? So it's more, right? That's what I would have said. And then for Lucy, I could have added in prerequisite too. I could have been like, well, 10 million people are injured, but the injuries are very, very severe. And it's highly likely that we reach a death toll of higher than 1 million. So
and that they're suffering.
Exactly, they're suffering. So the 10 million people are injured. And on top of that, some of those 10 million people will die. So that's a way of arguing it. And Benjamin can talk about irreversibility. Okay, you're not 100% sure, so probability. You're not 100% sure that 10 million people will all die, but we are sure 1 million people will exactly burn to death in 1 month, right? And it's death, irreversibility. You can't bring them back. 10 million people, nurses can still save them or something like that, right? And in 1 month, which means everything will happen more quickly. So you should prefer our side because if you solve for our problems first, then their problems can be saved for a second, right? So, right, good for also the fact that costs a lot, harm the economy, overwork doctors. Ooh, yes. Oh, actually, this reminded me of something called a vicious cycle. So does anyone know what that means? All right, what does a vicious cycle mean?
Oh, well, basically, a vicious cycle is like a cycle of bad things. Like it won't stop happening. For example, I know this isn't really a realistic, but like if somebody gets COVID in a family, and then that person infects the rest of the family, and then when that person recovers from COVID and the rest of the family infects the person who originally had it with COVID again, and it just keeps happening. That's basically a vicious cycle, and it just and like the family just won't stop having COVID. But that's just not very realistic. But that's kind of what a vicious cycle is.
Yeah, kind of in a sense. Yeah. So a vicious cycle is basically saying the cause will cause a result, and then the result will lead to the cause again. So what you're saying here is, okay, 10 million people's medical bills will cost a lot. It'll cost the economy. 10 million people, it will overwork the doctors, which means the doctors in general will be overworked. So their quality of work might be going down, which means that they might not be able to save this same amount of people they would be if they weren't overworked. So then because of that, more people die. And then because more people die, more doctors are overworked. And then more doctors are overworked, more people die, and it keeps going, right? And it reminds me of an argument I ran in before. I think maybe it was UBI. I'm not sure. I think it was Medicaid. It was definitely Medicaid. Yeah, it was UBI. What we did was we're saying, okay, babies from poor families don't get money from UBI, and so they lead down a poor path. And then because of that, actually, what was it? I don't remember. I might pull it up later, but it was another vicious cycle argument. So vicious cycle arguments are really, really strong because like you have to solve it or else it's gonna keep going, keep doing worse, right? Oh, I know. Children don't have money, right? And then they grow up to have no money, which means their kids will have even less money. And then those kids will grow up and then have even less money, right? So it keeps going, it keeps going. And then there's just going to be something called a generation of poverty, right? So it never ever stops until we solve it. Okay. So it's just like, okay, what if the other side said that even if they have less people, you should care for them? How would you respond? That's a good question. Let me imagine this. Okay, imagine how, okay, let's imagine one side says, those are 1 million people. Imagine your family being one of those 1 million people. Like, how would you feel? Or like whatever that 1 million. You could just say, 10 million people, like those 10 million have families or whatever, right? Trying to use pathos or something. And then just say like 10 million statistically is greater than 1 million. And I hate, quantifying like lives, which is something that, you can't really describe or something like that. But we are helping more people in our case. And that 1 million might be very important to you, but we just save more lives. All right. Let's keep going. And I'm really thirsty for water. Okay. Up next is Isabella versus Waiting. Okay. So let me come up with an impact. Okay. Cold game. Yay. This one could be an interesting one. Yeah. Okay. Oh shoot, wait, I didn't mean I meant to assign people. Okay. Get the first one, and then Isabella, you can get the second one. All right. Does everyone understand your impact? Okay, so does anyone know what carbon emissions is?
Sort of like a carbon footprint where you burn up fossil fuels and it heats up the environment.
Yeah, so carbon emissions is basically saying it's just global warming. So basically Huiding's impact is talking about how there's gonna be global warming in 2040. And Isabella is saying 1 million people get new jobs this year. Actually, how about this? I'll change it every year. I'll change it to every year. 1 million jobs every year. Right?
Are we saying like which one is better or which one is worse? Are we like talking about how our argument is better or how it's worse than the other?
You're trying to say why your argument is worse than the other person, which is why the judge should vote for you so that you can solve your problem. Does that make sense? Okay, and Shosha, no one gives an answer before they ask the question. You said prerequisite. Oh, and can I give a hint? You said the hint before you asked the question. No, you can't give a hint. People have to come up with it themselves. All right, that's the fun of it.
We talk about like which one has a bigger impact on society or
Yeah.
well, then
A
I
lot of
got,
different ways. Sorry?
then I got the hard one.
There are no hard impacts in debate. It just matters how you talk about it. Okay, yeah, and Cole, for you, basically what we're doing is we're trying to compare impacts. So like, basically we talked about weighing, and these are the 6 kinds that we talked about. Oops, you can watch the recording later to catch up on it. But everyone learned about weighing, and then now I'm assigning people different impacts. So like let's say, I don't know, 1 million people die, 10 million people injured or whatever. And each side is trying to outweigh the other person and say why their side matters more, right? Are new jobs open for people to try to get? They are guaranteed those jobs. Those 1 million people will guarantee jobs. All right, should I see that? I see that hint. It is a creative one. Those are the ones I like. I like prerequisites because it's like literally like absolutely destroyed. All right. Oh shoot, I forgot to time. I'll start the timer out. 1 minute. Yes, Shosha. Yes. Can you start now? Isabella, are you ready? Because the 1 minute isn't up yet. Let's just wait. Let's just wait the 1 minute. Let's wait. Then after this, we'll take a 5-minute break and then we'll go on to final focus and then the rest. We call tails. Okay. Tails it is. I never win if I choose tails. Very interesting. Oh, shoot. Oh my God. Wait. Are the 1 million people? Yes, they don't have jobs right now, but they will have jobs. All 1 million. All right. I will flip a coin. Let's see which side it lands on. Okay, I'm going. I can't show it really. It's gonna slip. Tails. Wow, it's tails. So waiting. Which side do you want to go first? Do you want to go first or do you want to go second? I think he froze. Maybe? Did he freeze? I think he froze. That's very unlucky. Because that means Isabella has to go first. Is that okay? Because he's not here right now. Go for it. I mean, he was probably going to choose second anyway. So, Isabella, it's your turn. It's your stage.
So 1 million new jobs opened up to people every year could like affect the economy because I mean wait, so is it just are they gonna continuously not like assign or open up 1 million jobs every year like nonstop?
Yeah, nonstop. Every year, 1 million people who didn't have jobs will get jobs.
So I guess I think that the jobs will the opening up of like 1 million jobs every year will lower the quality of work and lower efficiency and increase training levels and costs. And it kind of because people usually work hard to get jobs, and knowing that other people could just like get guaranteed can just like be guaranteed jobs without having to work for it, it kind of discourages some people like why they had to work hard to get those jobs, and then some people just got jobs just with no effort. So it could I guess make people feel discouraged and they would put less effort into work, which will decrease the work quality and like I said, the lower efficiency and kind of increase chances of like there being errors.
All right. Yeah, that's good. So you said, okay, so you did something interesting. You said, first, it's important because those 1 million people, they get jobs, right? And that helps with the economy. And you also said, well, you can see it the other way too. Those 1 million people that got jobs are lucky, but those that didn't, that already have jobs, let's say, will work less, right? Okay, that's good. Yeah. How about this? Let's try and relate it to Hui Ding's impact. So carbon emissions or global warming. How can the economy relate to global warming? Anyone know? Well, you could say those 1 million people that get jobs can start working on a solution for global warming because global warming exists. We both know that. It doesn't just happen in his world, right? And you can say that those 1 million people will help find a solution for global warming, and maybe global warming will be fixed. Whereas his, you can never actually solve. It's just something that's there, right? So you can say that your argument solves their impact. Something like that. All right, you're back and it's your stage. Go ahead.
Okay. So in 2040, if global warming makes Earth inhabitable, that's much worse than 1 million people getting new jobs every year. It's because if 1 million people were to get new jobs every year, well, that could actually be really beneficial to society and the economy altogether, because people who are in poverty currently can be lifted and can get a stable income and make their lives better. And also, if people get 1 million new jobs every year, some people with hidden talents of that certain job um, can like they can also like do something good for society. Whereas in 2040, if Earth is inhabitable, us humans, we have to find somewhere else that is inhabitable for us to live. And if Elon Musk says that we can only get to Mars in 2050, 2040 would be too early, and probably the whole like humanity would probably be extinguished. And that's much more dire than the fact that 1 million people get new jobs every year. That's all.
Right, that's good. Yeah, so you highlighted on the time frames in 2040, blah, 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 right? And you also said, okay, it's way more severe. Like, sure, like 1 million people can get new jobs, but literally the whole humanity will die, right? So it's, yeah, that's good. All right. Now we'll take a 5-minute break, and then after that, we'll get into final focuses, and then we'll close today. All right, so 5 minutes, back. All right, 5 minutes are up. Let's see everyone trickle back in. Is everyone coming back? Wait, 30 more seconds. Okay, I think everyone's back. All right, let's get started with the final speech of a debate, a final focus. All right, so there are different layers of a final focus. The first layer is the framework. So we've talked about what a framework is, right? A framework is basically a way to compare different impacts and to lay out the debate, right? Like, why is my side more important? And why is yours like not benefiting from the framework, right? So the framework is important. And then we can do something we call a world comparison. I think I've done it several times, and you also have heard it during the practice debate that we've watched. So a world comparison is to compare what the reality will be in the af side and then also the next side. So you can start off by saying, all right, and now we'll compare worlds. So in the af world, how about this? I'll use one of the impacts. What was it? I think it was, okay. Let's use the first impact. So 2% GDP growth tomorrow and 1% world GDP growth every day starting next year. So let's say I am on Shosha's side, or I'm on Peter's side. So I say, okay, in my world, we get an instant 2% GDP growth tomorrow. And in their world, they get 1% world GDP growth every day starting next year. Our world is more important because in our world, we need that 2% GDP growth tomorrow. So we use that 2% GDP growth tomorrow to solve everyday problems like, let's say, the Ukraine war or whatever other disasters there are. In their world, they don't get to use that money until a year later. So if you vote for them, you will have to suffer another year of war, trauma, and agonizing whatever, right? So that's basically comparing worlds. As to tell the judge, realistically, what will happen if you vote for them? What will happen if you vote for you, right? So that's world comparison. And then arguments. You can talk about anything, really. You have to sum up your own arguments in probably 2 sentences is best. 3 sentences, 2 sentences. You want to summarize up what you have been talking about the entire debate. And then you want to talk about their arguments. So why their arguments don't stand, right? That. And then you have to also interact with judges. So you want to tell the judge, you know, judge, they try to do this to you, but you can't trust them, or they do this, but you should listen to us. And like, you know, some people like throw in a quote or at the very end or something. I don't know if it actually works. I think it's a bit weird, but you could do that. Could do that. But yeah, that's a layer of a final focus. All right. And all right, that's it. So that's it for today's teaching, but we're not done yet. What we're gonna do right now is everyone is gonna private message me your preferred position so that I can form teams. Does that make sense? So everyone private message me either 1 or 2 signifying you want to be a first speaker or a second speaker. And then if there is someone that you want to pair with, say the name. All right. Let's see these messages. What is this? Okay, Cole, I got 2 ones. Is that 2 or 1? Okay. Okay, you just typed it to everyone. Okay, that's okay. Let's see. 2. Wait, let me count. 1, 2. You don't mind who you're gonna. Okay, but you're gonna have to tell me your preferred position, Benjamin. Two. Oh, it was 2 eyes. Oh, smart. Okay. So both. Okay. All right. Let's see. 2. Okay. Wait, how many people are there? I feel like we're missing someone. Oh yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, Isabella, are you there? Hopefully. We're missing one person. This is so weird. I manage everything so that we don't miss anyone. Is there someone else? Oh, we do. We are missing someone. I think his name is Zebo or something, right? Yeah. Okay. How about this? I'll pair him. I think it's him. I'll pair him with Isabella since Isabella's not talking. All right. So let me just write down the teams. Oh yeah, sorry. Hi, Isabella. Do you prefer being a first speaker or a second speaker? Second. Or oh, why did I say that? Okay, sorry. Okay. And you I'll pair you off with the person that isn't here right now. And if he doesn't end up coming in the later days, then we can figure something out. All right. Okay, let's see everyone else. Yeah, go ahead. One more. Okay. Okay, this is good. Isabella, if the person doesn't come, I will be your second speaker. Okay. All right. So here are your teams. Right now, wait, yeah. Private message your teammate a contact information. So like your email or Instagram or whatever you kids use these days. I'm too old right now, way too old to understand. Snapchat, TikTok, or whatever. Yeah, private message them something where you can contact them. You guys will be working together for the tournament and also preparing, evidence or whatever, right? Right. And Isabella, you don't have to do anything for now, but we'll wait on the person and see if he comes. All right. Okay, and I'll give you guys like 5 minutes or so to do that. Actually, 5 is too much. 2. I'll say 2 minutes. And I didn't miss anyone, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then there's 8 people right now. Okay, yeah, I didn't miss anyone. And I think, did everyone get their preferred speaker position? Hopefully. Anyone that didn't, please message me if you want. I don't think I messed anything up. Yeah. All right. Okay, has everyone shared information with each other so that you guys can talk more? Yes, no, maybe. Oh, also, you know what I just found? You know how some of you guys are in, like close to 7th grade and 6th grade? This is what I looked like in 7th grade. Very different. I just found it. Oh. Good old days. Good old days. Trust me, being a senior in high school is not fun, but you have a lot of time right now to have fun. So, all right. 3 years to go. Yes. Wait, I thought you were in 5th grade. Oh, okay. Okay. For high school. Right. Okay. Honestly, or yeah, 8th grade. Honestly, high school is not that bad. I know sometimes people make it seem like it's bad, but just try to be happy. It's the most important. All right. So let's see, what is the time? 30 minutes. Okay. So I'm gonna, do you guys prefer breakout rooms or I end it here and then you guys can talk more later? Which one do you guys prefer? Breakout rooms or talk later? Okay, I see breakout. And I'll only do it for like 15 minutes or so. So
What's the topic?
the topic is what we've always been doing, the UBI one. So actually, yeah, good point. I'll send the resolution in the chat.
We prepare for both sides, right?
Yes. Your partner is gone. Ooh, wait, who's your partner? Oh, he probably lagged out again. Okay, let me copy down the team so I have it. Okay, give me a sec. I will give you guys. Okay, I have the teams. Yeah, for now, just try and brainstorm some arguments that you can come up that you want to use for now. Right. So this is the topic. Everyone, copy it and write it down somewhere. All right. Good point. So during preparation, you have to prepare for both because you might get pro or you might get con, depending on if you win or lose the coin flip, right? So prepare for both.
How are we going to like go on the sides if there's 4 teams?
Okay.
Will there be 2 rounds?
Yeah, good question. Let me pull up something that's important. All right, so this is the okay. This is the tournament schedule for Sunday. All right, so everyone look closely. Oh, there's a typo. Oops. So first, I'm gonna each assign you guys a letter. So A, B, C, and D. Right, 4 teams. Team A will go against Team B at 4 p.m. for 30 minutes, and then Team C will go against Team D. And then whoever wins between these two, or whoever loses between these two will go first. And then whoever wins against the in these two will go at the very end. Yes.
For the loser and the win for the loser versus loser and winner of the versus winner, does it mean like there's gonna be a different one, or are we still doing the UBI?
The entire day is UBI.
So you'll be just repeating your arguments during the winner versus winner and loser versus loser, right?
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, you don't necessarily have to repeat because you might do pro for the first match you do, and then the second match you do con. So you won't be repeating. That makes sense. All right. So that's the format. Hopefully this is exciting. And then here is actually the most important one because we will do our cards drill at the very, very end at 6 p.m. So that's basically how it's going to go on Sunday. Can you further explain the topic? Yeah, I'll explain the topic. Oh, and by the way, how about this? I will leave my contact information. Copy it down somewhere because you might need it to talk to, ask me any questions. Email me, or add my. Do you guys have Instagram? Do you guys use that? No. Okay, maybe it's for older people, but Snapchat. That's so weird. You don't have Instagram and you have Snapchat. I don't have Snapchat. So yeah, don't judge me, but I do have Instagram, so I'm not that uncivilized. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people use Instagram. I don't know. Okay, anyways, that's my email. You can email me about any questions you have, whether it be about debate or not about debate. It can be about anything, but I'm always here. And yes, I will further explain the topic. So topic is United States should replace means tested welfare programs with universal basic income. What does that mean? That means first you have to understand what means tested welfare programs is, and you also have to understand what universal basic income is. So first, means tested welfare programs they're programs that the government provides that gives people who are disadvantaged, so like people who don't have money or people who are disabled or something like that, people who are not, in the best place, the government gives them benefits. So there are a lot of different kinds of welfare programs, right? There are things called STAMP, which gives you food. There are different ones that give you healthcare called Medicaid. And there are also some that give you straight up money. So those are welfare programs. The topic is saying the universal basic income program should replace the welfare program. The universal basic income program is basically where you give everyone, no matter how disadvantaged they are, no matter how rich they are, you give everyone $1,000 a month, or depending on the definition you find, however much money every month or every year. Okay, that's the universal basic income. So the AF side is trying to argue or trying to agree with the topic. So it's the AF side is saying universal basic income should replace welfare programs. The next side is saying means tested welfare programs should not be replaced by universal basic income. Is that clear to everyone? All right. And if there are any more questions, I'm still here. You guys can feel free to ask me. And Isabella, as for your question, we will figure that out on the day of the tournament. So for now, you have to prepare for both sides, right? You have to prepare for your constructive speech. It has to be 4 minutes. Actually, constructive speech, I'm going to make it 2 minutes, if that makes sense. Just because you guys are practicing and you're still learning. So 2 minutes constructive. Rebuttal is also 2 minutes. Summary is 2 minutes. And final focus is 2 minutes. So all the speeches are 2 minutes, all right? And basically, you can prepare for your arguments if you were going to be pro. And then the answer to the con arguments. And if you are con, then you prepare for your con arguments and also the answer to the pro arguments, right? So you have to prepare for everything. And depending on the side you get, you pull up a document that signifies whichever side you're doing, right? And no, there isn't a class on Saturday. I will be busy on Saturday. So Saturday is time for you guys to prepare for the tournament, right? So you have a whole day. You can talk to your partner and come up with stuff that you want to use, right? Okay, I'll stop screen sharing and I think, yeah, you guys can work on stuff right now. If you guys want to be put in breakout rooms, just tell me in the chat and I can put you guys in breakout rooms. I think I can do that. Can I do that? Actually, I don't think I can do that, which is so weird. My partner kind of gone. Yeah, that's unlucky, I guess. Yeah, but did he give you his contact information? All right, he did. Okay, yeah, you guys can catch up after this class and talk about it. All right, so for the rest of the time, oh, he's back. Yay. All right, I can't put you guys in breakout rooms. So if you guys want to talk, I don't know, this is so weird. I don't know why I can't put you guys in breakout rooms. Anyways, yeah, I have to go to the bathroom, but you guys just stay here and talk to your partners about, some ideas you have, or like create a Google Doc and just start brainstorming, all right? I'll be back.
I have to go now, so bye.
I'm back, and then we lost 2 people. Yes, I can tell you partner is gone. She might come back. Let's see. Yeah, meanwhile, just share a Google Doc and then start working on stuff, and then I'm here if you guys need me to clarify or help. And I'll stop the recording.